Okay, everyone, I am back. This is my third video that I'll be sending out to y'all. You do not have to listen to these, and remember, you can always speed them up so they don't take as long for you to listen to all of the things I have to say to you. But let's talk for a minute about this next assignment, the persuasive argumentative essay. I'm going to come right down. We can see what our assignments that we're going to complete are. This is a 2-week unit. So Monday, you are going to turn in a rough draft for the argument essay. The following Monday, on the 16th of September, the final draft. So we have a couple weeks to work on this. The first thing I want to see is your argument thesis statement. And you as peers can look at one another's thesis statement. There are 4 grammar labs with this unit because it is the 2 weeks long. There are a total of 10 grammar labs, and we're only an 8-week course. So we take 2 a week so that we can finish them in time for us to focus on that research paper. All right, so those are the assignments that we are going to complete. And let's go back and scroll down so that we can look at all the resources. I really hope you look at the resources. The reading assignment is, if you go back to the beginning and see the classroom packet, the classroom learning packet, there is some reading about the persuasive essay in there. Take a look at that. This is kind of if you'd like additional information. Number 2 is imperative. Please look at the argument essay slides. Talks about how to write an argument, why it's important. The video is a tiny bit cheesy. It also discusses the importance of the most commonly assigned essay, the argument essay. You're going to write an argument essay when you are requesting a scholarship. What you're doing is you're arguing that you're the best candidate for the scholarship, or you're the best candidate to be accepted into a college, or perhaps you are arguing mistakes that were made during the Civil War. You're arguing some of the mistakes that were made. So we're doing this all the time. In every discipline, we're writing argument papers. Some people claim that every paper you write is an argument. Like if in your descriptive essay you were describing Disney, and a few of you did describe Disney World, you were arguing that Disney World is amazing. That was what the paper was about, even though it was descriptive, right? Okay, hook and thesis examples are available. I'm going to go ahead and click on this document, bring it up quickly. Okay, here they are. I need to get to it to open up so it'll let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better. Okay, once again, a hook. There's several ways to write a hook. Some of the most common are to begin with a definition, or begin with a statistic, begin with a rhetorical question, begin with a direct quote, begin with famous person involvement, or begin with a personal story. And there's one more, begin with the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And there is a source here because these, all of these introductions with thesis statements were written about whether or not students should, in K through 12, should be allowed to do online learning. So that's what the argument is here. Can these students handle it? And let's just, the thesis statement is the same for almost every single one of these examples. But let's just take a look at the definition. Remote learning or web-based learning is when the student and the instructor are in 2 separate locations and they use technology to communicate and to provide and receive lessons. Bam, there is my hook. I've given a definition, then some connecting sentences to connect my definition to my eventual argument. And so the argument is, for students from pre-kindergarten through 18 years of age, attending school online should not be an option because students who attend in-person school have better achievement outcomes, are more focused and inspired, and have better physical and mental health. So you can see that I'm going to argue that they should not be allowed for online school. And here are the three reasons why. Okay, so if I decide, hey, I'm going to start with this statistic, I would take a look at this if I were you, because you can't just slap down a statistic without saying where it came from. And so you can see that here the U.S. Census Bureau reported that by August 2020, young learners in approximately 93% of homes in America had, open quote, participated in some form of distance or remote learning, close quote, I'm well, and punctuation, close quotation. Okay, so look at these when you're writing your own so that you can make sure that uh, you're doing it correctly. I've sent you guys a TC database tutorial. That's something over here in your resources. And also in that tutorial, I talked about the Points of View Reference Center. This is where you can find arguable topics. You cannot argue that popcorn is sold in the movie theater because that is a fact. Everybody knows that. There's no argument there at all. You need to pick a topic where people have a different opinion on it. And so something that is arguable is what you're looking for. We said on that Points of View Reference Center, that's the name of that database. It has a whole list of things like that. I'm going to skip over this. It is in the video about using databases, so I'm just going to jump right over it. If you have a problem getting there, let me know. Okay, in our last unit, we also talked about quoting direct words lifted from one author's paper into our own, must be in quotation marks. Paraphrasing is when we take a short section of a paper, restate it in our own words. Summarizing, when we put into our own words an entire document, the beginning, middle, and end. So we'll be doing some of that here in this argument essay. Here's some sample topics, and let's just look at that really quickly. This list is not the hugest list in the world, and in fact, some of the things listed here are like, oh yeah, I don't want to write about that. That sounds stupid. So you don't have to pick something from here at all. But like, here is a hot ticket. Should abortion be legal? I'm bringing that up because if you choose to write about that, that will be fine. However, you cannot bring up religion because religion is a thought or a belief. It is not a fact. And so you can't say in the Bible, it says that you should not kill people. So abortion is wrong. Even if you and I share that opinion, I need you to say 3 specific reasons why abortion should be legal or illegal. And those need to be fact-based, okay? All kinds of things here. Should men have paternity leave? Should we lower the legal age to drink alcohol? Is the death penalty justified? So there's 46 things that you could write about here, but this list is definitely just some topics. You can Google and look for other topics as well. Alrighty, so you pick a topic, and once we pick our topic, we're definitely going to be writing that hook and thesis for our topic. Here is the argument essay graphic organizer. You can print this out and use it. It is not an assignment. You do not need to turn it in. But this is the formula for writing an argument essay. In paragraph 1, the introduction, you're going to have your hook. And then, depending on what you're arguing for or against, you're going to connect the hook to your claim or thesis. Those words are interchangeable here. I am claiming that mothers should be allowed to nurse anywhere they want. That is my claim. And that can be my thesis as well. And the claim or thesis needs to have 3 reasons to support that claim or thesis. And you keep them brief here because they'll be discussed in the body of the paper. All right, so I'm going to pick that first argument to defend my claim. So I'll start right off with that first argument, and then I'm going to use details and facts to support the claim that, to support the argument I'm using to defend my claim. So I'm claiming that mothers should be allowed to nurse babies anywhere they would like. And my fact to defend that argument is that currently many women are sent into a public restroom to nurse their child. And how many people would enjoy having their dinner while they're sitting on the toilet? And it's a disgusting, dirty public place. Why would we send people in there? So my factor detail might be that from an article on the Points of View Reference Center that 70% of women who looked for a place to nurse their baby in a restaurant were sent to the public restroom. Okay, that's a fact to support that argument that's defending my claim. All right, we do that with our second argument. My second argument might be that breast milk is extremely healthy for babies. So forcing mothers to bottle feed because they're not allowed to publicly feed their baby from their breast is actually robbing them of some nutrients. All right. Okay, so I have two arguments to support my claim, and then I bring up a counter argument. And the counter argument is somebody who is against my claim. And so a counter argument might be, there are many people who believe that it is inappropriate to see a topless woman at the movie theater when they're with their young children. And so that is their argument. And then I need to come up with my rebuttal. I'm going to use my third argument from my thesis to defend this counter argument. So my rebuttal will be, although it may be uncomfortable to see a woman nursing her child, and then I bring up my third thing, and I can't think of a third thing right now. It's healthy for the baby. We shouldn't make women feed their babies in the toilet. I am well, we could just say a baby must be fed every 3 to 4 hours. And it is not a good idea to make a baby become dehydrated or malnourished because women were not allowed to feed their children publicly. All right. So that would be my rebuttal. I get it. You don't like to see a topless woman nursing her baby in the theater. However, this is the strong reason to defend her being there. Okay. That is my paragraph 4. And then in my conclusion, I restate, summarize the body of my paper, and bring it to a powerful ending. Like, the next time someone encounters a woman breastfeeding in public, pat her on the back and tell her she's doing a great job. Bam, my powerful ending. Okay, that is a good little planner. There is a rough draft grading rubric. This is what I'm going to be looking for on the paper that you're going to turn in Monday night, looking for these things for you to get 100% on that essay. And here is the grading rubric for the final draft. That's item number 11. And then here we're going to quickly look at a student sample essay. It is very good. This person received top marks on this essay, and I'm going to make it a little bigger so we can all see it. All right, so great job. This person's name is student, last name essay. So they've got their last name page number here in their running header, runs throughout the document, last name page number on page 2, last name page number on page 3. And some of you have asked, how long does this essay need to be? And the same as our last two papers, 1.5 to 2 pages is all that I'm looking for, but you do need a works cited page. And if it goes a little bit over 2 pages, that's okay. But if you write a 5-page essay, you can see that you have exceeded expectations and you've actually given me an extra job. So try to keep it within those 5 paragraphs. We're trying to learn the organization of an argument essay, not how to write a super long paper. Alrighty, so here is this person's paper. Here's their hook. In the 2007 controversy, Michael Rasmussen, who competed in the Tour de France, was suspended from his national team over illegal drug use, which he later admitted to. That came from my Is It source. Despite his massive success during his career, most of his achievements were mainly seen as a byproduct of his performance-enhancing drug use. Notice this. This is, we first spell out the phrase, and then we open parenthesis, list the initialism. That's what that's called when we use initials to represent a phrase, close parenthesis. And then from now on, I can say either of those, PED or performance enhancing drugs. But I can't just come right out of the chute saying PED, because you never assume that people know what you're talking about unless it is common knowledge. You don't make that assumption. I think the only assumption you can make is FBI and USA. The rest of them, you need to spell them out first. Okay, here comes the argument. Performance enhancing drugs should be illegal based on their long-term health risks. The notion that they create an uneven playing ground and the inevitability of them disrupting the integrity of the sports that we know and love. All right, great argument. Great arguments to defend this claim. Okay, so again, topic sentence. We're using transitions here that I love to begin. And now, based on my map ahead, I know that I'm going to be looking about some health risks here. Extensive use of PEDs can be incredibly dangerous to the human body. And then our writer goes on to explain that using sources. And this writer found all of their sources on the Points of View Reference Center. Okay. And the next thing I should expect to see based on the map, the notion that they create an uneven playing ground. So scroll down. Secondly, good transition there. Performance enhancing drugs are not good for professional sports. Great topic sentence. And then we've got some discussion of that. The example he uses are the Major League Baseball players who were like knocking balls out of the park, breaking bats when they came up to bat. And as it turns out, they were all juiced up on PEDs. So anyway, he uses those examples to say that, is it a professional sport I'm looking at? What has happened? Nobody else is using these drugs. What's going on there, boys? All right. Now, here, the next paragraph we know is going to be my counter argument, followed by a rebuttal. So my rebuttal is going to be the inevitability of them disrupting the integrity of the sports we know and love. Here comes my counter argument. Despite all the dangers and immoralities that come from PEDs, some people would argue that the good outweighs the bad. They say that sports are much more enjoyable to watch when athletes are bigger, stronger, and faster than ever. Here comes the rebuttal. While many people agree with this belief, there must be a line. Sports were meant for athletes to truly display their skill and hard work in a fair manner while still showing sportsmanship. If everyone is allowed to use testosterone boosters and human growth hormone, this idea becomes obsolete. We will never get to see who truly is the best of the best. We will only see who has the most accessibility and is willing to risk their health the most. Okay? And then a short conclusion. It's no secret of the risks. They shouldn't be underestimated. It's a serious danger, and it also threatens, the sports that we know and love. It can hurt athletes physically, mentally, and bam, it's over. Finally, here is the claim restated. They should not be legalized. Okay, there you go. You only need one source. But oftentimes people end up clicking on some additional articles, which is fine. But I can see that all of these came from the Points of View Reference Center. Here it is again, Points of View Reference Center and Points of View Reference Center. So when he looked up performance enhancing drugs, these were some of the articles that were listed with those. All right, that's what your essay is going to look like. Again, this one was very good. So good, it's our example. Here are 2 links on how to format your paper in MLA. Please take a look at those if you're struggling, because I'm wanting to see you be able to do that. I hope that this was helpful on some level, and have a great day. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Talk to you soon.